let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at the getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-four weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. One, too many, I'm going. Too crazy and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left at. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times. Live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home to a cold shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. Eye off life in the spot, though. Running up the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones in there.
Welcome everybody to Tales from the Lounge. I'm Ron.
And I'm Rhonda. And today we have a very special guest, our buddy Sean.
Hello.
He is the new rep for Luciano, and we're going to talk to him not only about his new position, but he's evidently an avid cook and a movie buff. And I'm a movie buff as well, and we're going to talk movies for way longer than we probably should.
I'm sure, because once he gets to talking about some movies, honey, it's it. I'm just going to sit up and look. I'm just going to put myself off to the side, out of camera, and then.
So join us back here in just a second. And we are back, and let's start off with what we're smoking, what we're drinking, and we're going to do this we're going to do the easy part first. We are drinking some Jack Daniels. I'm not a big Jack Daniels fan, but their single barrel strength is phenomenal, and you can't have too much of this because it's like 127 proof, so drink this in moderation, especially if you're going to drive later. So that's the easy part. What are we smoking tonight, Sean?
All right, so tonight we are smoking our new cigar called White Panda with a Corojo 98 wrapper and a unique double binder, Brazilian and Ecuadorian Sumatra with a Nicaraguan filler.
Awesome.
So I was just reminded again that we have had this before when Evan came back from the PCA, right?
Yep.
And we smoked this on the show.
First.
And I haven't had another one since. And I liked it then, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh, you're going to love it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's had time to age. And sit. Yes, I might get like different notes and different.
Yeah.
My taste buds might be a little bit different this time.
You should
I loved it then.
some nice pepperiness from it, but not overpowering. And then as you get through the first third, it'll start to sweeten up on the background. It'll be really nice. Yeah, it's going to transition beautifully.
Oh, God, this is such a good stick.
So the uniqueness of it is the Brazilian wrapper and the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. So those don't typically go together because the Brazilian wrapper is very acidic, and the Ecuadorian Sumatra is very basic, alkaline. And when you put them together, they shouldn't work, but they do work. So it's the yin and the yang. It's finding the answers when you're looking for the question.
I love the way this already burns.
The calm before the storm. It's all those things. And that's why it's called the White Panda. And of course, Panda Yen, our wonderful
newcomer to the industry.
Newcomer to the industry, and he's actually been with us for 3 years. This is his first cigar that we launched together with him and Luciano together. So.
And it is a phenomenal stick. I can't wait to see him in more places. That's for darn sure. Well, Josh Sims is already on.
Hi, Josh. I miss you.
Lavonda's also on.
Hi, Lavonda.
And Of course, Evan's sitting over there, and he's on as well.
Evan.
I've missed you, brother.
I missed you, honey. I'm back. I missed you, honey. Mwah.
And
Mwah.
Sean did something special for us. He brought us a charcuterie board.
A charcuterie board?
Yeah.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Whatever. Hey, you're lucky I can pronounce that at all with this Texas accent. Come on. Charcuterie board. Yeah. Oh. But to a good show.
To a good show.
Cheers. And thank you for joining us tonight, Sean.
My pleasure.
And I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know why I thought that you were out of state somewhere.
That's because I am.
Because he's always out of state.
Because you're always somewhere. So I initially did not think that you lived here in Texas, especially in Plano, as close as you are.
I'm very close. Yeah.
And I'm like, why have I not ever seen you?
I apologize.
You've been incognito.
Well, I have been incognito, but in my defense, Sean comes on Saturdays. I don't come up here on Saturdays because I'm usually working now on the weekend.
Hey, she says that, but
we know
that's a new thing.
Working means
that's a new thing. Usually it's because she's partying Friday night.
Exactly, and I'm hungover and I can't get back to bed.
And
so
she's not crawling out of bed till noon.
No, even later than that.
Earliest.
That's the earliest. But it only takes me all day to recover.
Understood.
Because I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm not in my 30s anymore either. So, it just takes me a little longer.
She's 38 and a half.
It takes me just a little longer to get it together.
She's pushing, she's running that 38 and a half as hard as she can.
Yeah, I'm just running it full throttle.
That's it. But I heard a funny TikTok the other day, and it was, my brain thinks I'm 29. My sense of humor thinks I'm 12. My body thinks I've died and gone to hell. And it certainly felt that way the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, I'm not up here every Saturday either for that same reason. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Because I'm just like, why have I not ever met you?
We hang out a couple of same places, but
right, it's just different times and different days.
You are the star of the show, and I'm a star, and sometimes two stars cannot be.
You're right. You know what? You are so right. You are so right. Sometimes you just cannot be in the same place at the same time. So yeah, but I'm glad the two stars got together this time.
The stars aligned.
The stars.
That's
aligned.
right. The stars have aligned.
The stars.
Now tell us about
aligned.
what you brought for us here.
All right. So from the famous Hirsch's Meats out of Plano, I brought the spicy salami, the mustard seed salami, their fresh prosciutto cut today, and their world's famous crab dip.
Yeah, y'all. I love me some good old crab dip.
I watch a lot of shows. Y'all drink a lot. I thought they need to have a little bit of food.
Okay.
It was over there. I don't want you to forget.
Oh no, I wouldn't, because my purse is right there. I appreciate you though.
Thank you.
And it's empty too.
So
let me go ahead on and.
You brought food, and I'm pretty sure it had to do with the whole cooking thing. And how did you get into the cooking thing? And was it just something you enjoy doing, or was it something your mother taught you?
Moms are the greatest.
Aren't they? They teach you how to
moms
cook.
And grandmas.
They teach you how to portion everything out.
My mom growing up, I was one of three boys. Yep. My dad and my mom. And when I was growing up, she was a utility cook. 3 boys, sloppy joes, hamburgers, macaroni and cheese, tuna in a casserole. Nothing exciting. Well, because the boys we just ate everything on the planet.
Exactly. You make something
By the time
big
she put the food down, and she didn't break. So we moved here to Texas, and she kind of the boys started getting out of the house, and she started finding her own way. She got into cooking a little more of Martha Stewart and Ina Gardner, the Barefoot Contessa.
Yes.
So she started her first and started making fancier meals and learning recipes, and then I was in the wine business for years too, and I had a lot of wine friends. I said I'd like to have a wine dinner, but I grew up in New York. In New York on Sundays, the Italian families start cooking all day long. Right?
My godmother's Italian, so I know that. And I would go when I did my first communion and finished catechism and all that. She had a big old spread. Like it was no joke. I'm like, who's gonna eat all this food?
Yeah.
She says we are.
The people down here didn't know anything about that, so we did an Italian Sunday dinner where we cooked all day, and then that started it. So we started with recipes we knew, which were good, And then Mom really loved doing that, so we started doing more. And we thought, okay, let's do a Paris dinner. Let's do a Parisian French dinner.
Ooh.
And so I thought, okay, I'll get on Amazon. I'll find 5 or 10 cookbooks for $5 or $10.
Right. Yeah.
And just buy, even old ones, and just
Right.
look through them and start looking at recipes. And then from there, you find some things you like, you do some test runs, and then you cook. But now when you're cooking for 20 people, it's like cooking for an army,
Oh yeah.
So you have to plan each step. So Mom was really great. This was a great planner. We'd have a table that went from the formal dining room into the formal foyer into the formal living room. So 20 people long at one table. And we'd do a 5-course meal. So we'd start with meats and cheeses and olives, and then open-faced sandwiches, which is a tradition in Paris for appetizers. And then she made a beautiful pea soup with creme fraiche, and fresh peas, and fresh croutons that just melted in your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
And then we did a traditional provincial seafood linguine with fresh clams and mussels and all in a white wine sauce. And then finished with chicken cordon bleu and finished with that. And then I did a Parisian torte to finish the night. And this started at like 6 o'clock. It didn't finish until midnight.
Oh wow.
And so you'd have a course, we'd serve it, you would sit there and eat.
Yeah.
Then you would get up and have a little wine, visit, talk.
And then you come back to the table.
Yeah, come back to the table. We had name cards for everybody listed out. And then I started buying little hats, so they all wearing Parisian berets, but I didn't pull that out until about halfway through the meal after they're fully loaded and having fun, because you give somebody having to walk in the door, they go, well, I'm not wearing this hat.
Yeah, and they just put
but
it
after
aside.
3 hours of drinking, they're like, oh, this looks great. Oh, and then take some pictures. So all their guards are down. So we started that, and then we did an Italian dinner. We did a Spanish dinner. I did an Irish dinner, and we just did that over a period of time. And then I just found myself cooking more and more. I would do a Japanese dinner, all these different things. So I am not the cook that can go open chef where they throw the food on the table and cook it. No, I'm the guy who's prepared. I like get the recipes, get the plan, ready to go. Got it. It'll be a great meal. So.
With the timing and everything.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna jump in here with some of this cheese.
I know, with all this food, talking about food.
So really the idea behind those dinners was creating something different that you hadn't necessarily had before.
Right.
So for the Irish dinner, what we didn't do was corned beef and cabbage.
Right.
Because that's
corned beef and cabbage is the cheapest cut of meat, and something that's not even as good as lettuce. So
and everybody does it.
Everybody does that. So we did salmon with an Irish whiskey cream sauce. And I did a corned beef dip. So I had a little bit of corned beef there because somebody's like, well, there's corned beef. It's in the dip. So
someone was going to ask for it.
Bacon wrapped figs, which is a thing in Ireland, but you wouldn't know that. Those are things you just wouldn't know.
Right.
And when you do some more research into those things, you find those things. I did a traditional Guinness stout chocolate cake that was to die for. And then my brother, who is great with stews, did a classic Guinness Irish stew. And I made my own homemade, it's called Turnaco bread. It's like a ginger molasses bread, brown bread that's to die for. And doesn't take a lot to knead, so I didn't have to.
So you had to do all that,
day,
okay.
So those are the kind of things where we were creating an experience where if you kind of knew what Irish food was, you had never really seen it before, but they were all from Irish cookbooks. This wasn't just like I made things up.
Right,
so
you didn't
I really
come out,
looked and researched and found. And so the idea behind it all is when you're planning a meal like that, you have to plan what's going to be in the oven, what's going to be on the stove, what can you buy from the store, what can you make ahead of time. So you plan all of those things, and you plan what pots are used when, because when you've got a next course coming, you got to keep things moving.
I'm surprised you're not a project manager somewhere.
I know it.
When a project is food, I do very well.
Right?
When the project is other things,
I think you're doing very well with the cigars, so that's a project too.
That's a project too, yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and dive in here too.
Yep. And Brandon says hi from far away. He's Brandon Hubnick, and then Wesley says I'm cheesy enough. So Yes, I am, Wes. See it?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, tell me what you think of the crab dip. That's his famous crab dip.
Okay.
So what's your favorite thing to make?
I love making lamb.
Really?
Yeah, and I was going to try to make lamb tonight, but I kind of ran out of time. But I do Spanish lamb. It's a rack of lamb with a pistachio, rosemary paste, and then you wrap it in pancetta, and then you roast it in the oven. So Italian bacon with pistachios and rosemary. Yeah, you want to die. Yeah, and the lamb lollipops like that, and the bacon fat's all dripping out.
Okay, so I'm gonna need some of that. So on your next visit, I'm gonna be expecting some of that because
Sounds like a big potluck to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share. So I just need y'all to understand that I just
we see where I rate,
look,
guys.
I just need y'all to from my mouth to all of y'all's ears. I'm just gonna need my own.
I have cooked it for women.
Okay,
occasionally.
I just need
And
5.
the woman will say, "What else is there?" I said, "Don't worry about it. Just if you just start, you're gonna just meat tonight."
I just need 5. Just 5. Just 5. And crab
Isn't
dip
that
is.
good?
Yes,
Oh my God.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And they just
Good
say
dip.
Rhonda on the bottom, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey. That is good.
So the thing I love about cooking for people is sharing the experience, and you give of yourself.
Yep.
And you get to enjoy the moment because I think life is so fast.
It's so fast. You're right.
And we just go by. And so, I always dislike when somebody invites me to their house and she'd be there at 5:30, and I get there at 5:30. Okay, we're eating. It's like, can we say hello? How are you?
Right.
And have a drink or something? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to change that, and I wanted to just guys, even if you just do something like this and just, for half an hour, 35, 40 minutes or whatever, just enjoy yourselves.
Exactly.
We get tough enough lives. We can spend a little time discussing.
Right. When you get to my house and you eat, we're not eating at no 5:30. You coming in, I'm still probably preparing stuff. You can't eat until we have time. I want you to mingle with everybody and
you
talk
may
to each other.
you may get incorporated to work a little bit, and that's fine too.
Right. I may need some help. Hey, I'm almost done, but I need a little extra help here.
So those are the things that I think you can do. And I started small and I grew it bigger, and but still now I've got a friend coming in. He's serving it's going to be stationed overseas in Turkey for a year on top of a mountain. And him and his wife are here in Texas. And they're coming up tomorrow, Friday. And we're going to cook a 5-course meal for them. And just the 4 of us, or 5 of us, my parents will be there too. And they're so excited, and they just, they're like, nobody ever do this for me. And I thought, this isn't that expensive.
To be honest, it's almost a lost art, and not the cooking itself, but the gathering.
The gathering, yeah.
And doing stuff with neighbors and friends and stuff on a regular basis. You do the family thing for holidays, but having somebody over, just as friends, and neighbors coming over, they'll bring the dessert and you're cooking, whatever, and they come over and you sit and chat and drink, play cards or dominoes and have a good time. And it's kind of sad that it's gone by the wayside. Everybody's on their phones or on their Xboxes and PS5s and stuff. And,
I know. It is. But I think as we continue to talk about it more, and not just us, but everybody else just continues to talk about it, it's slowly and surely might come back.
Yeah.
Because that's when the good old days.
The good old days,
and those were the good old days when you just had, even if you had a lot of shit going on in your life, you could always go to your friend's house and just chill out, eat good, play some dominoes, play some spades, just talk.
And I'm going to take you far, far back and go back to the old Dick Van Dyke Show. How many of those shows? How many of those shows centered around people coming over to the Petrie house for dinner or cocktails or whatever?
I know. My brother Robert said, who's watching, he said, this dude's gotta stop. He's making me hungry. Yes, he's making me hungry, and I'm gonna sit up in here and eat some more of this meat.
Please.
And some more of this
crab dip. Look at how good this looks right
and this prosciutto.
And
yes.
Robert, we are drinking, actually Jack Daniels, believe it or not, but it's their
my
single
dad
barrel.
loves Jack Daniels.
Yeah. It's the single barrel strength. So
yeah.
We're sipping it because it's 127 proof. So.
And so I mentioned Ina Gardner earlier, and she has a great way of doing things. It's prepare something ahead of time, cook something in the oven or stove, buy something. So you don't have to kill yourself doing things. And when you plan a little bit and can do those things, it makes the meal a lot easier. So like that Spanish dinner I talked about, the rack of lamb, I can prepare that in the morning. It's wrapped up and ready to go. All it's got to do is go in the oven.
Right.
Right? So that's not that hard. You can go to a nice bakery and buy a nice loaf of bread.
Right.
You can put together a salad.
Yeah.
You can buy a dessert.
Well, you know,
or
and
you can make a
so,
dessert.
so many grocery stores nowadays, and they didn't do it for a long while, but their whole bakery sections have now got artisan breads.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will have their own little slicers. And you just throw the whole loaf in, slices it for you, throw it back in the bag, and check out. So you get some really good breads without a whole lot of effort.
And there's good local bakeries too. There's a good local bakery here in Plano called Millstone.
Okay.
They're Belgian. They're from Belgium.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, and their food is so good.
Okay,
They
I
have
need
this
to try
ciabatta
that.
bread that'll make you want to cry.
Oh,
I
goodness.
gave a loaf to Dave. I came a breaking bread with him. I said, take this home to your wife, and he was so happy. And then I brought some Belgian pastries. We heard the morning about Belgian pastries.
Yep.
And everything is so fresh, and they use all fresh ingredients. The only bad thing is they don't make a ton. So when they sell out, they're out.
They're
so
out,
if you
so
show
you
up
gotta
at
get
12, you're
ingredients done.
looking around, please say you have something in the bag. They go,
No. Well, you know what's crazy is the portions that they come in. When you've brought the pastries in, I mean, they're like this.
Yeah.
You know, they're not little Danishes or anything like that. They're big.
Yeah.
And so you have half of one, and you're going, oh my God, I'm bloated for the next week.
Well, you know, they want to make sure that you're getting a nice, good feeling of their
That's
stuff.
it.
yeah. And they don't skimp. There's no skimping. No skimping.
Oh, I want some more of this.
Yeah, it's good. So
That's
you'll
the
love this,
best
Rob. So sometimes when I go on vacation with my family, I'll pack meats from Hirsch's. I'll pack a case of wine,
Oh, okay.
and then a box or two of cigars. And
That's
then
what I'm
some
talking
clothes.
about.
Then some clothes. That's
And
the
then-
worst thing.
Yeah, priorities.
Okay, so
I
that's
understand.
the priority. Okay, so you know what I'm about to do? I'm gonna forget this cracker. I'm about to put some of this
I
crab.
give the
in.
girls big suitcases. They go,
Look.
"You checking out?" I go, "Oh yeah, I'm checking on." Like, let me get past
Okay,
this.
so this is where this is gonna go right here on this meat right here. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
right here,
jump
just
over
like
to
this.
Movie Bus.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm just gonna sit here and eat, you guys, because they're about to talk about some movies, and there's
So-
probably some stuff I don't know.
You listed several on there with The Godfather,
I do know that one.
but I was.
And I saw those in the theater, by the way.
Oh,
So I don't know if you go to Alamo Draft House, they do old movies. Angelica over here does old movies. Cinemark does old movies. So you can see these things, the original formats, the way it's supposed to be seen on the big screen.
I don't catch them very often, but I
Put you on
did
my
see.
list, Ron. Put you on my list to come on.
Okay.
I saw you posted The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon,
Oh.
and I love that. In fact,
Yeah.
my dog's middle name is Shonuff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's-
And I did see that I do see when and I hadn't been in the movies in a long while, but I would constantly see that they were showing the old movies. And a buddy of mine said, "Hey, dude, they're showing Big Trouble in Little China over here."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I went and saw that one. I hadn't seen it since it was at the theaters, and I was like, "I love that movie." I mean, to me, it's one of Kurt Russell's best movies.
Oh, it's one of the most fantastic, hilarious, and Kurt Russell plays the sidekick. I didn't even realize that
He's
until-
not even the hero.
He's not the hero. It's so great when you look at that. You go, "Oh my God, this is brilliance beyond brilliance."
Have you watched Big Trouble in Little China with the commentary track on?
No,
With John
I
Carpenter
need to.
and
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
No, I need
And
to.
they're just sitting around chatting. And occasionally they'll jump on stuff about, oh yeah, I remember when he did this and this, and but then they'll go, hey, you remember when we were at so and so's house doing that barbecue and blah blah blah. And I'm like, those two are just buddies, man.
They hadn't seen each other in a while. They're gonna catch
Yeah,
up.
they're gonna
Oh
catch
yeah, there's
up.
a movie on. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Guys,
fine. That's fine.
while they're chit-chatting about movies, I'm just going to sit here and eat.
Yep.
So
But
I think the movie experience got lost a little bit in COVID, and I feel
It did,
bad for
it
people because.
But the quality of movies has gone down, in my opinion. I mean,
I would
it's
agree
hard
with
to
that,
find.
too. I would agree with
It's
that.
hard to find a good movie.
I would agree with that, too.
I mean, uh, so much messaging and agenda has been put into it, and the entertainment's being removed.
Yeah.
And I've heard many people comment that programs like ChatGPT and AI are writing scripts as good as what's being put out now, and that's not a compliment.
No.
It's they're
You're kind of taking away.
Yeah, the ChatGPT and those AI programs do not have the sophistication yet that we used to have writing scripts and stories and stuff, and they're just throwing stuff up there and.
See, y'all, while they're talking about this, I'm just sitting here enjoying all this,
That's right.
this deliciousness.
So,
well, what I wanted to say is, everybody says, "Oh, I've got a big screen TV," which you do. When you're at home, you're like me, we're on our phones. You're going to the bathroom, you're doing whatever. You're not really paying attention. When you're at a movie theater, you got the popcorn there. You're looking at that screen, but your eyes are also seeing more because the screen is so much larger than your TV.
Exactly.
And you get to see the expressions, and that really changes your experience. And I really would challenge people to go do that more, because watching Casablanca on the big screen for the first time, I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much emotion was in that film. Because I've been watching it even on a nice screen, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
You can't catch the subtleties of things that you miss.
Now, I'll tell you the one thing I would love to see more of, and the price has really got to come down on it, but I on one of my Samsungs that I bought phones, they offered the VR goggles.
Oh.
And
I bet that would be so
they
cool.
had some really cool stuff on it, but the thing I really loved the most was they had a movie theater. And you could set it for whatever style of movie theater you were in.
Oh, very
Turn
cool.
on Netflix or whatever streaming program you had and watch it like you're in a movie theater. Put your earbuds in. And I could sit on the couch and just chill like this and watch a movie on a big screen.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
And it was really cool. And it's VR, but I mean, it gave you that big screen experience in your living room without all the extra distractions. And it used to drive my kids and my ex-wife nuts, because I'd be sitting there watching a movie and not doing anything. They're, what is he doing? I don't know. What's he just sitting there? I'm like, yeah, for 2 hours I'm just sitting here.
Watching a movie, yeah.
Watching a
Paying
movie.
attention to something now.
That's it. And it was with the earbuds in, and the headphones, I had the Bose.
Yeah, the Bose, nice Bose.
Some nice Bose.
Yeah.
And with those on, I didn't hear anything else,
Now, for me, the movies, there's two things. One, it's an experience, and two, it's escapism. So, Top Gun 2, total fun ride from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I still have not seen that movie.
Oh, Rhonda, you missed it. It's so good in the theaters. And
Well,
he really did it.
It was Star Wars Episode 4.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But it was supposed to be a fun, entertaining movie to bring you back to the theaters, and I thought that was great that he held everything and didn't release it on the streaming services. Said, no, we're gonna wait, we're gonna push it, and I thought it was a great gift.
And it did great at the theaters. That was so many movies had bombed or severely underperformed, and I loved to see an action movie come out that was really good and do well at the theaters.
Lavonda said, Rhonda, you're so funny. Looks good, though. It is, girl. It's delicious. While they talking about movies, I'm just going to sit here and eat. Why not? Eat and smoke and drink.
Yeah. They're doing...
This crab dip is just amazing.
They're doing Scarface in November at Cinemark.
See, you didn't even hear what I just said. You're so busy talking about this movie's doing Scarface at Cinemark. I said,
Scarface is a classic cigar movie. I mean, that's one of our guys.
This crab dip is so damn good.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. That's how you say it.
He bought a $5,000 mixer just to make crab dip.
Shut the front door.
That's how he does it. That's Hirsch is the man.
Oh my God, well, you about to be my man.
Ooh. Which reminds me, I have gifts for you at the end that I forgot to bring in, so I'll do that later.
No problem.
What do you guys think of the cigar so far?
Oh, I love the
That was
cigar.
great.
And and for those
And
of
it
you
pairs very
looking,
well
I've
with
been
what we're
talking a
drinking.
lot, so it's not very far down, but I mean, completely straight burn. I mean, it's a construction is phenomenal on these things.
Great smoke production on it,
I mean, do you expect anything less? I mean, it's a Panda Luciano collaboration.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. Luciano's not going to put out anything that's not going to be worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's not going to. If it's not right, he's not going to put it out.
I tell you
And if
what,
it's not right, he's going to tell you it's not right because my name is tied to that. It's
yeah,
not right.
and so with
This was great.
we found an issue with the Robusto, and we just haven't released it because there was an issue.
Right.
So we're just going to get rid of all those and remake it till we get it right. And so those are the kind of things that I appreciate the companies standing up for.
Quality.
Quality and saying.
And passion.
Yeah.
They've been so great to me in the past. I've only been working there 2 months, and I'm having a little bit of car trouble. And I called them and I said, I got to rent a car, and they said, well, what's the price? I said, this is it. That's okay. We'll take care of it. We want you out there. And I thought, wow, they're standing behind me, right behind me, saying, go
Right.
get them. And I thought,
Good.
See, and that's
Yes,
how you
yes.
know you're with a stand-up company.
Oh.
You're great people. They care about you. They care about your well-being, and they care about you getting to where you need to go because you appreciate the job, and so they know that you do. So if you're not able to get there, it's disappointing for you.
yeah.
They understand, but they know that you want to get there, so they're going to help you
Yeah.
because that's just what kind of people they
The
are.
line they said is, we appreciate that you are willing to persevere through difficulties to make it happen.
That's it.
And I said, yes. And I'm so appreciative that somebody's behind me
Right.
giving me a hand saying, go get them. I mean, it's just
Right.
like, oh my gosh.
And,
I mean,
it's just very hard to find companies, and just even today, just in corporate America too, that it's just so hard to find companies that will stand behind you. I'm very lucky to have a really good 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever you call it, job, and then be able to do what I do in the evening. Yeah. So but I couldn't do that if I didn't have a great boss
Yeah.
to allow me to go ahead and leave and do what I need to do to help other people. So, and I appreciate him every single day because if he didn't let me do that, I couldn't do what I do.
Right.
So,
And it's, work is, your life for the 8
Yeah.
hours you're there. But you have a life outside of it. And
Exactly.
sometimes things interact or
okay, well,
interfere.
man down. Prosciutto down,
Prosciutto
sorry.
down. And
Prosciutto
so
down.
That's good that there's somebody behind you there giving you support because life happens around you.
Yep.
So it's not a magic bubble, But that also makes you turn. Hey, we need some help over here. Gotcha. We got you.
Yep.
We got it. I got
Whatever,
it.
my boss
you
knows
need.
whatever he needs, he'll
Got
call
it.
me.
Got it.
He was calling me at 9:30 when I was with the client. So, can you do this? Yep. As soon as I get home, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it, and I'll send you an email when I'm done.
Perfect.
He's like, but it's gonna be late. I said, it doesn't matter. I'm
We'll
still
get
gonna
it
be
done.
up for like another 2 hours after I get home. I'll just take care of it. I'll send you an email when it's done.
Perfect.
He was like,
And yeah,
"Thank
that's
you, Rhonda."
that's the kind of relationship
Yeah.
employees need,
Yep.
and it's unfortunately far between.
Yeah.
I'm fighting with my insurance company now. My car got totaled out, so it was time to go. So they said, when can we pick up the car? I said, Monday you can pick up the car. So Monday they didn't pick up the car, Tuesday they didn't pick up the car. Today they finally got the car. And my rental agreement runs out on Friday. I said, no, Monday you were supposed to get the car. Well, we have another company that does that, and that's the rule, and this is that. I'm like, you made up the rule. Don't tell me about rules.
That's right.
Right.
Don't,
Exactly.
Don't say this is a magical rule. This is not baseball or football. You can't cross this line. It's like,
Right.
you made up the
You
rule.
made the rule.
That's right.
And so I was yelling at this lady, right? And I apologized to her. And I said, I know it's not your fault, but you're the only one I can talk to, right?
Yep.
So you got to hear it.
And I held back a little, held back half. I had to get half out though. So I had to get half
Well,
out.
you were nice.
Yeah, I was nice.
I wasn't nice yesterday with my issue. So I have this pest control service called Timu, whatever you call them, people, whatever. So every 3 to 6 months or whatever they come out, whatever.
Do their thing, yeah.
Do their thing. But you're gonna take my payment out of my account. Then you're gonna send me a text message and say, sorry for the inconvenience, we cannot get out there today. Excuse me? Oh no, you're not. But you don't say when you're gonna come back. So they send you the little number in that text. They give you the little 800 number.
Right.
So I called and I said, let me tell you something. I just got a text saying that you guys are not able to come out to my house tomorrow, but you didn't send me a text as to when if you're gonna reschedule. I said, so since you're not gonna come to my house, give me my money back. he said, Miss Rhonda, we're actually gonna come back to your house tomorrow. We're gonna come back to your house tomorrow. And I said, well, you didn't send me a text saying that. I said, and this has been hours, so you didn't send me a text saying that you're gonna come out. I said, if you had sent me a text, I wouldn't be calling you. Because well, we need to update. We need to make sure that we check that out. I said, yes, you do. I said, because you're about to give me my money back. I'm not playing with my money. It's like playing with my emotions, and you're going to give me my money back.
That's right.
And he was like, no, we're coming tomorrow. They did too. They came out today.
They better be on
They
the
came out today
toes.
at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, damn, I'm just getting out the damn bed.
10,
I'm just
10,
getting out the
10
damn
is the
bed.
earliest,
I said,
yeah.
now I got to get up and unlock the damn back gate in my pajamas.
Don't look. Don't look. Give me 5 minutes to get back in the
I
house.
thought he stopped me there in 5 minutes. I said, well, hell, give me time to get dressed. But he came in. He was nice. He rang the doorbell. Miss Rhonda, I'm Kane, and I'm from the... I said, yeah, I know you are. He said, do you have any problems? Anything I need to be concerned about? I was like, no, just do what you got to do. You know, I'm still half asleep anyway when they came. Waking me up.
You got lucky. You got lucky.
Waking me up. 9 o'clock, I was just getting up.
At least they made you the first thing. So
Yeah, they
that's
did.
why didn't
They
have
made me
to.
the first priority, so I was happy about that.
That was good.
I was happy about that. That's for sure.
So, other movies that you love. What else do you?
Well, I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
what are the 5 movies that you watch regularly? Because I'm pretty sure you're like I am. You've got a small list of movies that you watch at least once or twice a year,
Yeah.
regular.
This one you know, but you probably haven't seen it in a while. The
What?
Guns of Navarone.
Okay?
You know that one?
Yep, absolutely.
Gregory Peck, yeah. Anthony Quinn,
Yep.
David Niven.
Oh, yes.
Greatest cast. Yeah.
Yes.
You have no idea.
I have no idea, so y'all, so I'm about to eat again. Let me just go ahead on and continue to
High Noon,
eat this
Okay.
deliciousness.
Gary Cooper.
Gary- Yep.
and the famous Grace Kelly.
Yep.
Okay. I know that name.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I mean, sorry. That's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh,
It
my
is.
gosh,
It's
is it not?
unbelievable. Morgan
Well,
Freeman.
And Timothy
He's
Robbins
such
did a great job.
great actor. Oh, my God.
He should have won every Academy Award forever.
Right. I would definitely agree with you on that.
And I thought that was so well done.
And you know what?
I can kinda
We
see
were
it.
joking about this the other day. If they do an ICC movie, he's got to narrate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He is the man. He is a beautiful actor and a beautiful human being. And you know what? He really stands within his shoes and stands up to it. You know, that's
Yep.
great. It's
Yep.
he's really great.
So that's 3.
Ooh, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So I'm a bit of a sci-fi nerd.
Okay.
So I love the original Dune
Okay.
when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a huge collector. I've got like the original toys from 1984. and
Yeah.
All kinds of props and stuff. Yeah, I love it. And
That's
then
that's kind of a long watch, though.
I
I mean-
the longer the better.
I mean, my God.
Give me 4 hours.
Yeah.
There's a 4-hour version somewhere I'm waiting to see.
Okay.
And then there's 2 that I'll put in the top 1. So one is The Godfather,
Right.
and the other one is Out Africa.
Oh my God, I hadn't thought about it
Africa,
for a million.
long time.
Long time.
It's a beautiful story of a woman going to Africa and starting a farm and interacting with the local tribes there and
Right.
fighting the male dominance that's there in the society. And have you ever seen it before? Oh, Meryl Streep.
Long time ago.
Meryl Streep, yeah. Powerful woman. When
Yeah,
she shows up,
yeah.
when she shows up, bringing all those cattle to those guys in the army.
They're like,
and hair's
No,
all
look.
everywhere, and she's dirty, and she's cut with those thorns. Vixen, your wife is here. It's one of the greatest scenes ever, yeah.
So I got
yeah.
Very good. Very good.
I got a 2-part question
Yes.
for you. So, how long you been smoking cigars?
Ooh, 20 years.
20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Wow.
And I know that because I was recently in an account, Cigar Lounge of Plano, which used to be part of a group called Sir Elliot's Cigars.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to the guy, and I was like, yeah, my first locker was at Sir Elliot's at Frankfurt and Preston. And Claudia helped me, and he goes, oh my gosh, that was 20 years ago. I go, oh my gosh, that was 20 years ago.
Okay, so 20 years smoking, and what
20 years, yeah.
what made you want to get into the business? Because you said that you've been doing this for like about 2 months. Were you doing it prior to that, or you just started like
No.
literally doing this 2
No.
months ago?
No, before that I was in the medical field,
Okay, yeah.
Did not have a boss that supported me. Had to leave. But I had been developing with some friends, and my cigar smoking had increased. I joined a group called the Phoenix Lounge.
Okay.
It's my buddy James Lucanville Jr. He's got he lives in Heath out near Rockwall.
Okay.
He's got his own private lounge in his house. It's beautiful. 8 leather chairs, recliners.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Huge movie screen, a full bar, an 80 square foot walk-in humidor, a huge table we play Dungeons and Dragons on. I mean, it's awesome. But I met him at a cigar lounge called Renegades. You know.
Oh,
Renegades?
yes.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yes.
Yeah, Brandon's place. And he invited me to. I was there for a David event. He invited me over, and I said I can't do that because I've been having a little bourbon.
Right.
Can't go 45 minutes this way and then go for it. I can't do it.
You're right.
But he said, well, we do cigar club every second Sunday. Why don't you come? You know, and you're just kind of nervous. You know, you don't know anybody. You know,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I pulled the rabbit out of my hat. I said, how about I bring steaks from Hershey's? He said, come. You got to come.
You got to come.
So I showed up, and there was a few guys, and it was a men's club. You know, it's a men's. You know, I brought the steaks, and they were like, you know, jaws dropped open, and I cooked them out, grilled them up perfectly, and they were like, "You're coming back next time, right?" I said, "Yeah." And then I started cooking for them. So I did the lamb for them.
Oh shoot!
I grilled shark one time. I grilled shark.
I love shark, and
Oh,
I haven't
do you?
had it in years
wow.
because people just don't know how to make it right, and you can mess up some
I got
damn
a shark recipe. You know what it's called?
Oh.
Big Mama shark recipe.
There you go, Big Mama.
If it says Big Mama's on it, there's only one way to go.
Okay, that's
So
right. Okay.
then you can get shark at Captain Dave's Seafood in Plano.
Oh.
They
okay.
so Thresher Shark is the only commercially fished shark.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of shark you cannot get because it's not supposed to be fished. So just so you know, but they have it there.
Okay.
And, if I remember correctly, it's got well, first you soak shark overnight in milk. Because some of them can be really acidic. You don't know which piece.
Right. So you gotta soak
You
it.
gotta soak it. And then it was lemon juice, orange juice, lime juice, and soy sauce, and probably some other ingredients that I can't remember. And that was the marinade. Then you marinated it in that, and then just grilled it up. Oh, just melts in your mouth. Melts in your mouth. So I became the de facto cook, and then partial recruiter. I started bringing some of my friends. I had a dear friend, Brian Boyd, who's born and bred in New Orleans, and a natural born cook.
Yeah.
When I go to his house, he goes, "What do you want to eat?" I go, "Well, whatever you're gonna make is, well, we can do shrimp and grits. I can do some chicken. I got some steaks. We'll start with shrimp and grits, then we'll go to the chicken, then we'll go to the steaks." And I'm like,
Okay. Go ahead and give me some good old shrimp and grits. I'm all right with that.
Just goes in there and pantry whips everything up. And,
I'm gonna tell you this right now, Sean. You better stop leaving me.
Oh my God.
You better stop leaving me. Talking about all this food. I need to be wherever you eating. I swear I need to be.
You gotta text me and call me where you at. Where you
I
at?
need to be wherever you eating. I need to be there too. Just saying, y'all.
So with James and then Brian added to the group, and then we met another guy, Mark. We found a few more friends, and the group's about 15 guys now.
Oh, wow.
And we meet every second Sunday, and now I'm not the de facto cook anymore. They gave me a break, and Brian took over. He's the secretary. He took over organizing the food because I started cooking, that inspired everybody else to bring food.
Okay.
Real good food. They stopped going to Walmart and getting the potato salad. And
Yeah.
They actually they started
They was making some good old.
They started making they can't show up with the junk anymore. So
Yeah, you better start making some good stuff.
Yeah. So we had too much food. We had food for like 50 people.
Oh wow.
So Brian organized and got it all straightened out, and then so now we rotated, and somebody will do the food, the main course, and then they'll bring sides to complement that.
Right.
And then we have a couple guys that do desserts that make you cry. Oh my
Okay.
God.
Well, I'm gonna cry because I love me some desserts.
So from that grew, we've been doing stuff on Facebook, and run their Instagram, and we've been on Smokin. We've done a couple things on Smokin. A couple years ago, Smokin did their digital Great Smoke. I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah.
When COVID hit.
Yeah.
Well, they did a live into our Phoenix Lounge because we won the award for the best place to do the smoking live digital event.
Yep.
So we had a big party. We did giant tomahawk steaks. Oh my
Oh,
God.
with a big boom coming out.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Make you cry. So
I've yet to have one, but I've seen them.
Oh, well, when you do, you won't.
Well, you know,
forget
not everybody can make a good steak, and so I'm just kind of like. And then again, I don't eat from everybody either. We already talked about food poisoning.
We already talked about that. So I also then hooked up with my cousin is in the Army in Germany in an air defense group, and he's got him into cigars. And then we started donating troops to his unit, cigars to his unit. And then he asked me, and he said, "You guys are so generous, so we're giving bundles of 50 or 100 cigars, cutters, lighters, ashtrays, all kinds of stuff." He said, "My commander just left here and took over this base in Turkey, and it's a hardship tour. They're on top of this mountain in an air defense unit, and they go for a year. They go up the mountain, and a year later they come back down the mountain. And there's no town, there's no nothing. They're just on the base."
Oh, wow.
And that's it.
That's it.
So he said, "Their morale is terrible. Would you send them some cigars?" So Phoenix Lounge was like moved by that, and we sent them a plethora of cigars. And the commander then got the funding to build a cigar lounge on the base.
That's awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
Then we sent them, they sent us a flag, all signed, thanking us. So then Jim came up with a great idea. We're going to send them a flag back. So we made a huge banner and put the Phoenix Lounge Outpost and put it up there. So they have that there now. And Ian Duffy, who's going to take over as their sergeant major, I hope I said that right. I was terrible in the ranks. He's going to be their next guy up there. He's going to come visit us here. So we're going to cook dinner for him Friday night with the family, and then take him to the Phoenix Lodge on Saturday. And then he goes off to Turkey first week of October.
Oh, wow.
So he'll be up there a year.
Yeah, for a year.
He's the new guy that's going to be up taking over the lounge.
Very cool.
Oh,
Very
very,
cool.
very cool.
So those are little things, and I encourage people. The cigar community is so generous, and I know we donate a lot to the Cigars for Warriors, which is always great, and there's other organizations. But if you have a connection and you can find some cigars and send it to individual unit, believe me, they'll be so happy.
Yeah, we need somebody to look into that, because I mean, we know we have so many of the troops out there serving our country, and this little small gesture that we can do for them, it goes.
And we've got so many veterans here that that go to cigar lounges on a regular basis.
Just goes a long way for them. Like my brother, he was in Turkey. He was in the service too, so he was stationed in Turkey for a while too, and he doesn't really smoke cigars, but and he's in this bike club up there in Yelm, Washington, and his the president smokes cigars. So I made him a poker for helping my family out when my parents' trailer caught on fire and burned to smithereens, right? So I appreciate him for that. But there's just so many people that would just enjoy just having that little small gesture.
It's a half an hour that they can kind of forget that they're where they are.
Exactly, forget where they are and not stress out about anything, and just kind of just zone out and just enjoy that stick that they're smoking.
Even in my cousin in Germany, he's not right there close in the front lines, but that's always hanging over their head.
Exactly, that one day they have to go there.
Go through a lot of stress. I mean, when I realized, he was telling me they moved 4 or 5 times through the kids going through grade school and high school and all this stuff, and I think, how hard is that on the family, and how much they've sacrificed for him to do this job, so that we can be protected. And I go, I send him some stuff, and he goes, "You're sending me too much." I go, "It's never enough.
Yeah,
It's never enough."
The amount
if you don't want it, share it out with the rest of your guys.
Right.
Sorry,
I mean, you send them 50 cigars. That's not even anything. It's nothing for us compared to what they're doing for us.
Yeah.
Like you're literally putting your life on the line for us. So me sending you 50 cigars is nothing compared to what we're getting in return.
What we're
getting in return, exactly. So
yeah,
that's something that we need to think about and make sure that we kind of like.
It's great. It's great.
Also jump into and help.
They sent us challenge coins, which are really nice. That was a nice gift they sent back to us, and so it's really reciprocal. And knowing that we're making a difference is really important. The guys will get a chance to meet Ian this weekend, so that'll be really great. So they can put a face to what they're doing a little bit, and we fly the flag when we do Cigar Club, and really cool stuff like that. So
Cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So getting back how I got into cigars. So my life started turning into this.
Okay.
So I stopped caring about what I was doing in the medical field.
Okay.
And falling in love with cigars more and more. I built my Instagram up to almost 8,000 followers. I built the Phoenix Lounge up to 1,000 followers. I was reading about cigars, watching videos, everything. So it was like miserable at my job, and my buddy's looking at me going, "You know where you want to go work next?"
Yeah. Like hell yeah, I know where I want to go now.
So with Luciano, actually, I got interviewed in March this year, and they hired somebody else. I didn't have any experience, and so my good buddy Al Roman, it's a good cigar.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Hey, why don't you come work for me 1 or 2 days a week? I'll show you what's going on in the lounge. You can get a perspective for what cigar shops go through and what they do, and then you get a little more experience."
Yeah.
And a few months later, when that guy wasn't working out, he had other priorities that he had to go attend to. They called me, and it wasn't a long interview. My new boss said, "Well, I know what you said before. What have you learned?" And I said, "This is what I've learned." He goes,
You're ready.
You're ready.
We love Al too. We know Al.
Al's a great
I know
guy.
Al very well.
Very generous.
In fact, we did
Very
the show
generous
out
guy.
there just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, just last week we were there.
Yep.
Did Melissa come out? His wife?
No, they weren't there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they weren't there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I love her
he
too.
takes-
Her
he takes one that-
and I used to work together. Actually, didn't
Oh
really know
my
that we worked
gosh.
together. Yeah, the same company.
my gosh.
So we're in the same line of business.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart. They've had me over the house a bunch of times, and he's a great cook. Except one time, I brought these steaks from Hershey's, and he got the grill going, he threw them on, closed the lid. He said, "We'll be back in a few minutes to check them out." The grill had busted, and it burned the steaks to a complete crisp.
Oh my
In
God.
like 6 minutes, it was like 600 degrees. And so we always laugh because I'm like,
Oh my
"Oh, you
gosh.
can make steaks again, Al?"
Oh, I know.
I'm going to have to ask him about that.
I'm gonna have to ask him. Yes, we are.
And I did a meme. It was before COVID with the regular steak, and then after COVID with the burnt steak. You know? Yeah. He was mortified, and of course Melissa's so great. She's like, "I have some chicken. I'll whip up something." And 30, 45 minutes later, of course, we drank a bunch. And we commiserated on the steak to do. Life is tough. Smoke some more cigars. Came back in, and Melissa had made a wonderful meal, and that's just the kind of people they are.
Yeah, they are. I love them.
And their Good Cigar Lounge is beautiful, but the original Good Cigar Lounge is their backyard, which is amazing. It's like a tropical paradise.
I've seen pictures.
You could sneak that invite in. You gotta do it. That's great.
You know, I posted on Instagram one day. He was like, "Where you at, girl? Where you been?" And I was like, "I'll be at your shop next week."
Yeah. Good people. And these guys here at Industrial are amazing. I mean, the love that I could hear from these guys, it's when I walked in the first time, "Hi, I'm the Luciano rep," it was like, "Welcome to the family."
Yeah,
like, This is so
This is
odd.
nothing but love
Like,
here. It's
oh
nothing
my
but
gosh.
love.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
nothing but love.
I did the